Hello, incoming freshmen. My name is Ajane Smith. I am a rising junior this year, and it is my pleasure to welcome you to the Global Awareness section. So what we're going to do first, we're going to watch a short video about if the world was represented in 100 people, and then we'll go from there. Enjoy!
Roughly 7.6 billion people share life on planet Earth, and that number is growing all the time. That's a lot of people. To understand what it actually means, let's simplify things a bit. Close your eyes and imagine what it would look like if the entire world was a village of just 100 people. In our global village, 50 people would be women and 50 men. A quarter of the village, 25 people, would be children under the age of 14. 66 villagers would be adults between the ages of 15 and 64, and the remaining 9 people would be over the age of 65. Looking at the world map, just 5 of our 100 villagers would come from North America. 9 would hail from Latin America and the Caribbean, 10 from Europe, 16 from Africa, and a whopping 60 people would be from Asia. Australia's population, even if you include the neighboring islands, wouldn't even add up to 1 person in our global village. Our 100 villagers would hold many different religious beliefs. We would have 31 Christians, 23 Muslims, 15 Hindus, and 7 Buddhists. All the other religions would be represented by 8 people, and 16 people wouldn't identify with any particular religion. We would be a polyglot village too, speaking many languages. Considering only native speakers, 12 people would speak Mandarin, the largest group. 6 would speak Spanish, 5 English, 4 Hindi, 3 would speak Arabic, 3 Bengali, and 3 Portuguese. 2 would speak Russian, 2 Japanese, and a significant majority, 60 people, would speak nearly 7,000 other languages. 2/3 of our village, which is 66 people, wouldn't have access to safe, affordable surgery, and 33 people wouldn't be able to afford the medicine they need. 9 people wouldn't have access to clean, safe drinking water. 14 wouldn't have access to toilets of any kind. 22 would have no shelter from the wind and rain. 1 villager would be dying of starvation, and another 11 would be undernourished. 22 would be overweight. 86 people in our village would be able to read and write, which means 14 would be illiterate. Of those 14, 2/3 would be women. Only 66 would finish high school, and of them, only 7 villagers would go on to hold a college degree. While 18 people wouldn't have access to electricity, only 5 would not have access to a cell phone network. 47 people would be active internet users, which means 53 villagers would never be able to post photos, research anything online, or watch this video. Before we can change the world for the better, we need to understand what our world is like today. This is who we are. Imagine our village 50 years from now. What would you want it to look like then? Now open your eyes. There are 7.6 billion people waiting to see what you can do.
The UAIS school has housed many different nationalities and ethnic groups throughout its course, and for every person coming from a different country than already present, their flag is hanging in the cafeteria. All the flags being under the same roof and being together symbolizes just how strong of a people that we can be when we help each other and come together as one. The flags are ever growing with the amount of people coming to UAIS from different parts of the world. The Pakistani flag, the country I'm from, shows that I have a place among several other diverse students in UAIS.
Another way that UAIS tries to be globally aware is that we learn languages for 4 years. Unlike other schools, we go into way more depth on the languages because we want to try to be more fluent and we want to learn more about their culture. At UAIS, we offer 3 languages: French, Japanese, and Spanish. Hi, I'm Peyton and I'm a sophomore at our school. One of the biggest things you learn at UAIS is what's going on in the world nationally and most importantly internationally. A huge example of what's recently occurring is the coronavirus. This is a good way to show how the countries need to unify together and use each other's resources to try to slow the spread. An example is how scientists reuse their input from all over the world to try to stop the coronavirus. Other examples of how countries have been helping each other out is how China donated 1,000 ventilators to New York because they're a huge hotspot, and then how the European Union donated lots of ventilators to Montenegro. Also, watching Italy as they had the coronavirus right before us, we watched their shutdown protocols, and we used that as an example of how we could probably shut down.
Hello everyone, my name is Patrick Somé. I'm an incoming junior for the class of 2022. Recently, Beirut, the capital of Lebanon, was struck by a dangerous explosion in their downtown area. This left hundreds of people dead and tens of thousands of people without a home or a job. Thankfully, the United Nations and nations across the globe have donated nearly $300 million to federal aid for the Lebanese people. Due to these nations' global awareness, Lebanon will try to recover as quickly as possible and get back to serving and helping the Lebanese people. Lebanon was also plagued with the coronavirus, and these same nations have come time and time again and helped the Lebanese people.
Hello everyone, we're going to move into a more interactive part of the global awareness section. So what I want you to do after this message is go down to the YouTube description box and take 5 or 6 minutes to answer the questions you see below. At the end of the video, I will go over the questions, so stay tuned. Thank you. Okay, it is now time for our Busting Stereotypes quiz. Number 1, Christianity is the most practiced religion in the world. This is true. Number 2, only 2.5 million girls of primary school age worldwide are not in school, and approximately 1 million girls are likely to never attend school. This is false, only because there are actually 31 million girls in school, 31 million girls worldwide of primary school age that have not been to school, and of these girls, 17 million of them are likely to never attend school. Number 3, Hinduism is a religion that is no longer practiced as much, for it only ranks 4th or 5th in the top practiced religions. This is false. Even though Hinduism is one of the oldest world religions, it is still the 3rd most practiced religion in the world today. Number 4, all Buddhists believe in reincarnation. Even though reincarnation or the cycle of rebirth is a common Buddhist ideology, there are actually some variations of Buddhism that do not believe in the cycle of rebirth. 5, Arab and Muslim refer to the same people. This is false, as Muslims are used to refer, of course, to those who follow Islam. But those who are described or called Arab are of Arabic descent, or the term has been used to generalize those of the Middle Eastern population. Number 6, Christianity is the fastest growing religion in the world. This is false, as Islam has become the fastest growing religion in the world. Number 7, African Americans and Black Americans refer to the same group of people. This is a little tricky, but this is actually false because Black Americans fall under the category of African Americans. So African Americans is a term used to describe any ancestors or descendants of people who have come from African racial groups that now live in the United States. Those are called Black Americans, the ones who technically were brought over during the transatlantic slave trade, like my ancestors. But there are groups of people that fall under African Americans that are not referred to Black Americans. They refer to like Cambodian Americans or Nigerian Americans or Caribbean Americans, because they come from these places other than of the United States that have African racial groups. Buddhism and Shintoism are the same religion. They are not the same religion. Even though both are practiced simultaneously in Japan, Shintoism is used for life now. They pray for their daily life in Japan, like pray for things to happen in their daily life. But Buddhism is for after they die and their soul is rebirthed, as they believe. Number 9, child marriage is mostly a problem in the Western Hemisphere. Again, this is false because there's actually child marriage problems that are very close to home, meaning the United States. Actually, there are 17 states in the United States that do not have a minimum marrying age. Number 10, the purpose of a hijab is solely to hide a Muslim woman's identity. Again, this is false, as the Quran tells Muslim women to wear a hijab as a way to show that they are modest, and it is just a principle that Muslim women follow to honor the teachings of Muhammad. Thank you.